Hello again. I want to talk this morning about something which most people will have noticed, which is that the voices of black people and the way that they walk are both distinctive and easily identifiable. This applies not to any particular nationality. It is observed in African Americans and Caribbeans alike, in the same way that it is seen in people born in Africa, and also in black people born and raised in Britain. It is cross-cultural and seems to be connected with race rather than culture. I was prompted to think about this because I was walking behind somebody yesterday who was wearing gloves, a coat, and a woolly hat, so I couldn't see any skin. There was nothing to indicate ethnicity from behind. I was perhaps 100 yards behind this person, and as I gained on her, it was obviously a woman, I knew without shadow of a doubt that she was black. So it proved. And I started musing about how I could have been so sure of this point. True, she was walking more slowly than me, but then most people do. I maintain a steady 120 paces a minute, the old army quick march, so I almost always overtake everybody in the street. She was walking slowly, but no more so than many other people. There had to be other clues. Although I've never really considered the matter before, on reflection, I've always been able to identify black people in this way by their gait, which, when you come to think of it, is odd. I certainly could not identify a Chinese person or Indian in that way. But then neither could I identify an Indian born and raised in this country from his voice alone, any more than I could somebody of Chinese heritage who has been born and brought up in Britain. Black people, though, I can spot at once, simply by voice. Many people can. I can tell if a television announcer or voiceover on an advertisement is black without any difficulty, and I dare say that many viewers would be able to do the same thing. It's nothing to do with accent. It is simply that the voice of a black person is different from that of a white person. If I listen to somebody born in this country of Indian parents or Chinese ones, I cannot possibly spot any difference in their voice and between their voice and anybody else's. It's strange, really, because Chinese is a tonal language. You would think that growing up with parents who speak Chinese, that would have an effect on the voice of a child growing up in a Chinese home. It doesn't. I've known Chinese people that have been raised by Chinese parents in this country. There's absolutely nothing in their voice to indicate their ethnicity. It's very curious. I don't understand why it should be the case. In the description to this video, I give links to a couple of pieces of research which suggest that this is a recognizable and definite thing. It's not my imagination at work. There does not seem to be any explanation, though. It seems that African Americans walk more slowly than white Americans, but there's more to it than that. As I say, everybody walks more slowly than me, and yet I can still pick out a black person at 100 yards, quite literally, with no other clue than gait. It seems there are technical observations about this relating not just to the speed of walking, but to the movement of knees and so on. I suppose that if I were to be called upon to describe the difference, then the best way that I could do it would be to say that black people tend to amble along rather than striding. This is not, of course, a scientific description, but it's the best that I can do. The question of voice is even more difficult to describe. The research to which I give a link says that black speakers have greater frequency perturbation, significantly greater amplitude perturbation, and significantly lower harmonics to noise ratio than white speakers. Well, this might as well be written in Kiswahili for all the sense I can make of it. I gather, though, it has nothing to do with accent and appears to be some inherent difference. This makes sense to me because I can certainly distinguish a black voice from a white one. I wonder what viewers make of this, and if they too have noticed that it is possible to tell black people from white merely by watching the way they walk or listening to the voice.